Have you noticed how easily we are disturbed by others? A careless word, a small insult, someone cutting us off on the road, and suddenly the heart burns, the mind races, and anger takes hold. It seems as though the whole world is filled with people who push our buttons. But what if no one has ever truly made you angry? What if every flare of irritation, every outburst, was not caused by them, but by you, by the way you hold yourself, by the way you cling to certain expectations? We imagine that anger comes from outside, that other people are responsible for stirring it up. But anger is not out there, it is in here. It is the refusal of what is, the tightening of the heart against reality. You see, people will always behave unpredictably. They will disappoint, frustrate, betray, or misunderstand you. That is their role, their dance. But the question is, must you suffer because of it? Anger arises because we believe life should be otherwise. We imagine the world should fit our preferences. And when it does not, we protest. And this protest burns us. Think of it this way. Anger is like grasping a hot coal with the intention of throwing it at someone else. You may indeed throw it, but not before it burns your own hand. This is the madness of anger. We believe we are punishing another, yet the fire is ours. To be angry is to drink poison and hope the other person falls ill. Strange, isn't it? But here is the deeper truth. You do not need to suppress anger, nor do you need to express it violently. What you need is to see it, to watch its birth. The next time someone irritates you, notice the sensation. Notice how the chest tightens, how the breath shortens, how the mind begins to rehearse little speeches of revenge or justification. Watch it like you would watch thunderclouds gather on the horizon. You are not the storm, you are the witness of the storm. And when you watch carefully, something remarkable happens. The storm cannot hold. Anger, when observed, dissolves. It feeds on unconsciousness. It thrives only when you identify with it. But the moment you bring the lamp of awareness, it begins to weaken. Anger seen is anger already fading. Many people will say, "But I cannot help it. They insulted me, they betrayed me, they harmed me. Should I simply accept it?" Yes. Accept does not mean approve. It means allow reality to be what it is. Suppose someone calls you a fool. You may bristle, defend yourself, retaliate. Or you may laugh, for who is this person to define you? Their words are simply noises, shaped by their own conditioning, their own shadows. When you stop taking yourself so seriously, when you see that identity is fluid, you realize no insult can touch what you truly are. It is not things that disturb us, but our opinions about things. The insult itself is not the cause of pain. Your agreement with it is. If you refuse to agree, if you simply let it pass like wind through trees, there is nothing to hold on to. Anger is a gift you keep accepting when you could simply decline. You cannot stop others from offering insults, judgments, foolishness, but you can stop accepting them. This does not mean becoming passive or weak. It means becoming free. For what power does anyone have over you if you cannot be provoked? Imagine that freedom to walk through life untouchable, not because you fight, but because you refuse to carry the burden. You may say, "Very well, I will not react to strangers." But what about those close to me, like family, lovers, friends, when they wound me? Here again, the principle is the same. The closer the relationship, the greater the expectations. You believe they should love you, support you, understand you perfectly. And when they fail, you rage. Yet ask yourself, are they here to fulfill your script? Or are they here to be themselves, flawed and free? Love is not control. To love is to give the other the freedom to disappoint you. This is why true love has no anger in it. True love does not say, "You must be as I wish." It says, "Be as you are." When you stop insisting that others play the part you wrote for them, the play becomes delightful again. You watch their quirks, their mistakes, even their betrayals with a certain amusement. For you see, it is all part of the grand comedy. Anger dies not when people change, but when your demand for them to change dissolves. The problem is not their behavior. The problem is your resistance to their behavior. Practice this. When anger stirs, pause, breathe deeply, and ask, what am I resisting in this moment? You will find it is always a refusal of reality. Someone said something, someone did something, and you wanted it otherwise. That's all. The world did not meet your preference. But who are you to demand the world bend to your will? Life flows according to its own rhythm. When you surrender, when you allow, anger evaporates. What remains is clarity. Sometimes sadness, sometimes laughter, but never burning rage. For rage is a child of resistance, and resistance is unnecessary. Anger is not only about other people, it is also about yourself. How often are you angry at your own mistakes? You spill the cup, forget the appointment, lose the chance, and suddenly the mind begins to shout, "You fool, you failure." But this is no different from the insults of others. You are simply insulting yourself. And so long as you do, you will remain divided, torn in two, the critic and the criticized. Yet both are you. Why fight yourself? What if you allowed your mistakes to be just as they are? This is where the real transformation begins. When you stop being angry with yourself, the anger toward others fades as well. For the truth is, you only attack outside what you cannot accept inside. If you are at peace with your own flaws, you will not be disturbed by the flaws of others. Imagine, if you can laugh at your own foolishness, you will laugh at theirs too. If you can forgive your own weakness, you will forgive theirs too. In this way, self-acceptance is the foundation of peace. Without it, you will forever project your hidden war onto the world. Still, many will ask, but if I never get angry, won't people walk all over me? Won't I become weak? Not at all. There is a difference between anger and clarity. Anger is blind reaction. Clarity is firm response. A person free from anger is not passive. They can say no, they can draw boundaries, they can walk away, but they do so without poison in the heart. They act from strength, not from burning. In fact, when you are no longer enslaved by anger, your actions become far more effective. You see clearly without the fog of rage. Consider a leader. One who rules with anger creates fear, but also rebellion. One who rules with clarity creates respect. The same is true for parents, teachers, lovers, friends. When you shout in anger, people may obey for a moment, but they do not trust you. When you act with calm firmness, people listen because they sense the strength behind your stillness. So understand, freedom from anger is not weakness, it is mastery. To conquer others with fear is easy. To be unshaken by them is true power. Now, how do we cultivate this mastery in daily life? Begin with awareness. Throughout the day, watch your reactions. Notice the little sparks before they become flames. Someone takes too long in line. Someone interrupts you mid-sentence. Someone disagrees with your opinion. Pause, breathe, and say inwardly, "Ah, here is the seed of anger." If you catch it early, you can smile at it. You need not water it. You need not let it grow. In time, this becomes second nature. You walk through the world, and those sparks fly around you, none find dry wood to ignite. The second practice is surrender. By surrender, I do not mean defeat. I mean a gentle release of control. When you expect the world to behave as you wish, you will always be disappointed. But when you allow life to flow as it does, there is nothing to resist. Try this. When something upsets you, instead of shouting, ask yourself, can I let this be? You will be surprised. 9 times out of 10, you can. And the 10th time, when action is needed, you act more skillfully because your mind is clear, not clouded by rage. The third practice is humor. Have you noticed how laughter melts anger? When you see the absurdity of your seriousness, anger cannot survive. Life is very funny. People are endlessly strange, and so are you. Instead of fuming, you might chuckle. A person cuts you off in traffic. Do you really believe they plotted against you? Or are they simply lost in their own worries? When you recognize that everyone is stumbling through life, just as you are, you cannot remain angry for long. You become compassionate, and compassion is the opposite of anger. The fourth practice is remembering death. Strange advice, perhaps, but powerful. Every person who irritates you is temporary. They, like you, will soon vanish like mist in the morning sunday. Is it worth wasting your short, precious life in rage? Imagine you had only one day to live. Would you spend it arguing over petty things? Anger thrives when we forget our mortality. But when you remember, your perspective shifts. You become softer, more forgiving, less easily shaken. Life is too fleeting to waste on bitterness. Better to spend it in peace. Let me tell you a secret. Anger is often a disguise. Beneath it hides fear, hurt, or sadness. When you feel anger, ask, what is underneath? You may find fear of rejection, pain of betrayal, grief of being misunderstood. If you face these softer feelings, the anger dissolves. It was only a mask, a way of protecting yourself. When you embrace the vulnerability beneath, you no longer need the mask. You become real. And in that realness, no one can truly hurt you. For you are not defending an image, you are simply being. Anger is never about them. It is always about you. It is the mirror showing your expectations, your wounds, your illusions. Others are merely actors on your stage, playing their roles to reveal your attachments. If you learn to watch, you will thank them for their performance. Even the villains teach you where you still cling. And once you see that, anger turns into gratitude. Imagine that being grateful to those who once made you furious. This is the alchemy of awareness. The fire that once burned now illuminates. If you wish never to be angry again, stop trying to be in control. Stop demanding that life fit your picture. Instead, dance with it. Flow with it. The world is like music, unpredictable, full of surprises. If you insist it play only your tune, you will suffer. But if you listen, if you join the rhythm, even the discord becomes beautiful. Anger is nothing but a refusal to dance. So let go, sway with the melody, and see how light you become. The music of life never fails those who listen. This does not mean you will never feel the first spark. Of course you will. But the spark no longer catches. You notice it, smile, and let it pass. Like a cloud drifting across the sky, it comes and goes. No storm, no fire, just a passing shade. Imagine the peace of such a life. To walk through the world unprovoked, unburdened, to meet insult with laughter, betrayal with wisdom, frustration with ease. This is not a fantasy. It is the natural state of one who has seen through the illusion of anger. So I invite you to try. Begin today. Watch your anger. Notice its tricks, its disguises. See how it rises when life does not meet your demands, and then release the demand. Let life be what it is. Laugh at the absurdity. Remember how short your time is. And in that remembering, choose peace. Not the peace of suppression, but the peace of clarity. Winds may howl, storms may rage, but you remain still. And in your stillness, others too find calm. This is the gift of mastering anger. You do not only free yourself, you free those around you. For peace is contagious, just as anger is. And the world needs your peace.